Hi, welcome back to live shopping here at Highlight Crafts. Good afternoon to you all. What a cracking show that was with all those paints, right? Blinking heck, talk about bargains. That was phenomenal. Well done if you got yours. Please don't forget to check your baskets out. Don't want everybody missing out like some of you did yesterday. We're all here already. Thank you very much for joining me. We've got Laura on cameras this hour. There she is with the funky nails. I did go to get my nails done on Saturday morning, Laura, and I sat there and I thought, shall I have them all like dark brown for winter? And then I thought, no, I'll walk in and Stephanie will go, what's that on your nail? It's years and years and years of having to have neutral coloured nails for TV, because otherwise all you watch is the nails, right? It's distracting. But I'm desperate to have like dark brown or red. Like a really deep red. I love red for Christmas. Anyway, random. We've got Sophie in the producer's seat this hour.
Hiya.
Having a break from doing Quirky Bird. Highlight looks with an e-stickers. I know, right? How exciting is that? And you've got me for another hour. So in this hour, we're going to focus on Acorn Holo. And we're going to focus on foiling your reflections, because we have foils on the show that will work perfectly with your foiling starter kit. We did have the piercing starting kit in this morning. It's gone. We are going to order some more. We also had the vinyl blade starter kit back in this morning. That went. We are going to order some more. Can't keep them in stock. But both of them, fabulous. Your foiling starter kit, if you haven't got one yet, please treat yourself, because now we have foiling reflections. So I'm going to show you exactly how to get the best out of those in this hour. Right, so let me tell you a little bit about live shopping first of all, and then we can get on with it. We're going to split the counter slightly. So I'm going to do a bit of this, bit of that, bit of this, bit of that, etc. And then tonight at 6 o'clock, so what we're trying to do here at Highlight is bring you a whole wide range of different shows. So you'll notice now at 1 o'clock this week, we're going to a tape. So it's a show that's already been on, and we're putting it in at 1 o'clock so that we can then film this afternoon some educational shows. Okay, so that's why this is happening. We are going to do some pre-recorded shows as well that we can play out maybe on a Sunday, maybe, or rather than just doing repeats all the time. So we're hoping to do that. Now tonight we were going to do the Scan and Cut show at 6 as a pre-record, so I would have recorded it this afternoon, but we changed our mind. And the reason we were going to do it was, first of all, we could do some education, but secondly, we didn't have a producer. Stephanie's going to be producing the show. She's never done that before. So it'll be worth tuning in at 6 o'clock just for the carnage that is going to happen. And then she said to Katie, you don't need to stay and do cameras, Katie. I can do that as well. Katie was like, no, I will be more stressed out at home watching you try to do both than if I just stay and do it myself. So make sure that you tune in for 6 o'clock, because that's going to be hilarious. Right, live shopping. So various places you can find us. You can watch us on YouTube. You can also watch us on Facebook and Instagram, and on our website, which is highlightcrafts.com. Now, to shop with us on either of our social platforms, each product that we show you will have a code. All right, so all you need to do is type the word shop and then that code into the comments underneath the video, and that will automatically put that product into a basket for you. Easy. Then we'll send you a direct message. When you open that message, you'll find a link. Click the link. That will take you to highlightcrafts.com, where I need you to log into your account and then check out those baskets. And logging in is super important. I'll talk to you about that in a minute. Now, if you would prefer to shop directly on our website, you can also do that. So go to highlightcrafts.com, press play, and as soon as that show goes live, all the items in that show will appear down the right-hand side of your screen. You then select the ones that you wish to purchase. They will go into a little red shopping bag at the top of your screen. And when you're ready to log in and check out, you're going to click on that bag, and that's going to take you through that process. Now, it's really important that you have an account with us here at Highlight before you shop, because by opening an account, which is free, which to be fair is exactly what you would expect, you automatically and also for free become a member of Club Highlight. And when you're a member of our club, there are no fees, but you get discount on every single order. So it doesn't matter whether it's £5, £500, anything in between, whether it's a Black Friday deal, a Cyber Monday deal, whether the prices have already been slashed, you will always, always get that discount. So you do not want to miss out on that. Then you will get 5 loyalty points back for every single £1 that you spend. They will add it to your account in a couple of weeks' time, and they add up really quickly. We've actually had somebody bought an SDX 1200 with their points. Somebody else bought a sublimation printer with their points. So you can either save them up or you can use them as you go along. It's entirely up to you which you prefer. And then if you get your basket spend to over £35 after your discounts, we pay your postage. So you might as well just open an account, right? There you go. Right, let's say hello to a few of you and then we'll get stuck in. Mandy says only here for a short time, but we'll be back later. We'll see all of 6 p.m. show live and see what trouble Stephanie will cause. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of that. Tim, how is everyone doing? Been using ScanNCut this morning. Had to message brother as only had it since September, not cutting a clean cut. Am I best keeping the speed on 5? Absolutely, it's got nothing to do with your speed. Tim, let me know what colour, what card you're using, what weight of card, what brand of card, and have you got an SD? You've got the SDX tattered lace, haven't you? Okay. Have you cleaned out your blade? So unscrew your blade and make sure there's no bits in there. But please let me know what that is, because there's no reason why that shouldn't cut cleanly. It's nothing to do with your speed at all. Don't care what anybody tells you. There you go. Right, shall we get stuck in? Absolutely, let's do this. So we've got some cracking SVG files for you today on deals. First of all, we were asked last week, we did a gift bag that was a portrait, and Pauline, one of our lovely friends at home, said, can we have it as landscape? So our Becky has done that for you. This is the great thing about working at Highlight Crafts. We've got a whole team of phenomenal graphic designers, and we go and ask them to do something. As long as it can fit it in the schedule, then they do it. It's great. So your gift bag. Now this is more or less the full size of your 12 by 12 mat, top to bottom. So if you're going to make a bigger bag, you're going to need a 12 by 24 inch mat and A3 cardstock, but this is actually a really nice size. So you're going to cut 2 of these and then glue these together, the tabs, and then the bottom just all glues like so. So it's nice and neat on the bottom as well. Love that. How cool is that? Right, so you're going to get the bag itself. Then I'm actually going to show you these, because Becky's already cut these out for you, and this is a better way to see them. So you've got hello baby for a new baby. How cool is that? And these will fit perfectly onto your bag. I am going to show you how to do matte layers as well for your bag as well in this hour, or if not, 6 o'clock. You've got Happy Valentine's Day. I love this font as well. These are great, aren't they? You're then also going to get Merry Christmas. So bear with. That's your matte layer. Now you could do this on your parchment. Remember to flip it if you're going to do that. And then pierce the matte layer. That would look really cool. So you get Merry Christmas, and you're also going to get Happy Birthday. Look at that. Isn't that fab? Now obviously the choice of colours is entirely up to you. But these are great, aren't they? Right, so if you want that set, it's $6.99 for these, which Becky's classed as your mats and layers. I'm going to show you how to do something a little bit different, and the actual bag template itself. So you can go much smaller, you can go a bit bigger, but if you want to go bigger, you're going to have to get a 12 by 24 inch mat. Now then, Hawksbill 225 GSM A4 white. Okay, I don't know what that looks like. Is it quite fibrous when you tear it? And when you say it's not cutting cleanly, what is it doing? Is it dragging? Or what's happening to the card? I need a little bit more. Sorry, Mr. Size of the Bag SVG. It's just shy. I'll show you when we go to demo. It's just shy of your 12 by 12 mat, so it fits on, but you'd only be able to resize it by about, I'm going to say 4 or 5 mil, and then you'd need the bigger mat if you wanted to do that. Right, actually, do you know what, we could also, if I think about this, we could split that and add a tab onto there. Okay, we'll try that in this hour. We'll see if we can change it so that you can cut a bigger one on your 12 by 12 mat. I like stuff like that. Right, now then, like a challenge. Next, Acorn holo. This, honestly, is absolutely beautiful. I adore this collection. We do have it in stickers as well. So if you're collecting now or highlight looks stickers, this is fabulous. So Autumn Glow, first of all, look how gorgeous that little character is. In fact, let me bring him in here on this card. Look at that. Isn't that adorable? We are going to foil these reflections so that you can see what that looks like while we have a play around with that bag, because I'm convinced I can do that. We've got that. Then you've got Harvest Hideaway. Look at this one here. Look at that there. Isn't that just gorgeous? I love that. I think this is fabulous. We're going to do this on one of the gift bags tonight. And then you've also got Little Forager. Look at that. Now you get them in 3 different sizes just to get you started. So you get the original, then a smaller and a larger, or a larger and an extra large, depending on what that artwork called for. You also get all of your artwork and your reverse of that artwork. You then get all your decoupage layers, so you don't have to cut these out lots of times and snip into them. The decoupage layers have been sorted out for you digitally, which is fabulous. And then you also get your detailed designs. Now, when we come to look at the reflections, you'll see that they're slightly different now. They're the same rectangle around the images, but they have little crosses in them as well. So I'm going to show you how that works and a really quick and simple way to build that up. So those are your SVG files. Of course, you can draw them and foil them. Embossing would look lovely with that, wouldn't it? They'd be gorgeous embossed. Then you've got your Minecraft Studio. Now, Minecraft Studio is an interesting one because when we bring you reflections, more often than not, you'll have 4 or 6 or 8 on a sheet. So unless you've got an A3 printer, you can't go much bigger with your reflections. You can go smaller, but you can't go much bigger. But if you wanted that image, for example, but you wanted it the size of, I don't know, 6 by 6 to go on a card front, if you resize that in Minecraft Studio and bring that image on and make it the size that you want it to be, then you can take the reflection file, so the one that just gives you that outside edge, resize that to the same size, and on Minecraft Studio across the band at the bottom it tells you what the height and width of that image is. Go into Canvas Workspace because that's more precise. Type those measurements in there with that reflection file selected, and it will resize it and create the perfect cutting file for that. It's brilliant. Now, if you're going to make a story in Minecraft Studio, so you're going to do a few pieces of artwork like this, and forget the background, you wanted to cut this out, if you design that, print it off in colour, take the brightness right over to the left and turn the image black, print that off, scan to cut data, so you save the cutting file because you're allowed to, because it's our artwork, then scan it, recall it and group it, then scan in the coloured image and place your cutting file that you've just created over the top, and it'll cut it out for you. Honestly, Scan and Cut and Minecraft Studio, brilliant together. Phenomenal separately, but brilliant together. Now then, we've also got these. I also like the idea of doing these on printable shrink plastic, because I think that would be fabulous, wouldn't it? For autumn, a lot of fun. So you're going to get your relevant reflections. You're then going to get your digi-stamps, which are gorgeous. Love these. You're then going to get some of the nicest autumn scenes. Now these with Quirky Bird are going to look absolutely fabulous. These with your stickers will look amazing. So you get the Minecraft Studio as well. You also then get all your overlays. These are stunning. Now imagine printing that on your laser printer on black and then foiling that. Wow, that's going to look phenomenal. Then you've also got your textures, and that tree bark is so good. Look at that. Isn't that fantastic? Right, okay, so if you want that one, it's Shop Digital. It's $14.99 for the SVG files, the detailed designs, all your reflections, all your artwork. $14.99 before your discount, which is fabulous. Right, now then, I just want to talk to you about these shells because we did something really cool with these earlier on this morning. If we've got time in this show or 6 o'clock, I will repeat that because I've been asked a few times in between shows. Can you show me that again? I wasn't quite sure where to start. Absolutely, we can do that. And then we'll try putting it onto a different shape as well, which will be quite cool. Right, so now this, best £2 you will spend today. Shop shell, £2. It's a digital download, no postage, no waiting. Wait till you see what you can create with that little bit just there. It's fantastic. Shop shell, £2. Right, oh, we're going on, oh, we're about to close down. Hi Mel, can you explain how to do the faux mat and layers, please? Yes, Yvonne, I can do that. Let me have a look if Tim's come back. Cleaned all the blade area. Cuts through but leaves a bit of jagged edge in places. No, please don't apologise for the questions. You don't need to apologise. Will you do me a favour, Tim? Just cut the same design on the same card, but instead of auto, just put your auto pressure on 1 and see what happens with that. Or set your cut amount. We'll do that, but also set your cut amount to... I don't know if you told me how thick that card is. No, take your cut amount to 0.3 mil or 0.5 mil. I need to know whether it's your pressure or your blade depth. So if you do both, and then let me know which is which. Thank you. Right, what was I going to do then? Let's talk foil. Come with me because I want to get this reflection started. Right, faux matting and layering, that was what we were asking for, wasn't it? So let's say that this is your piece of black card, okay, like that. So you've got your card front. You then want to do a faux matte and layer of your gold glitter, because this you can use on your ScanNCut because it doesn't shed. So what you'll do then is you'll take a rectangle, you'll duplicate it so you've got 2, and you'll make one of them slightly smaller than the other. Or if you've got an SDX, you can just create an inward offset. That will do it for you. So you want a frame of rectangles, whatever shape it is. Rectangles and squares work the best, but it does work with other shapes too. Then when you've cut that out, you're going to stick it completely flat onto the black. And it will look like you've got black, a layer of gold, and then another layer of black, even when you haven't. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So that's how you do it. If that's not what you meant, please message back and let me know. In fact, if we've got time, we'll do it. Now then, I want to talk to you about this vinyl because this is on a cracking deal. I think what we're doing, so we got told yesterday we could bring like early Black Friday deals that aren't actually on Black Friday. And this is one of mine, this, so it should be $34.99 for 35 12 by 12 sheets of assorted vinyl. They will be varied colours, so I'm not going to guarantee you're going to get exactly these colours, but they will be very similar to this. There are some speciality ones in here as well. Our Sam has been primed, our Sam in the warehouse has been primed, ready to make sure her team pick you a nice selection. There's some gorgeous colours in here, I have to say. And you also get 4 12 by 12 sheets of your transfer tape. And you also get, I don't know where it's gone, it's here this morning, your little spatula for burnishing it down. You also get one of those as well. Shop colours, $19.99. That's brilliant for that. If you want sentiments accurately, in fact, I bought my CM blade in, so either now or later on we will show you how well that cuts on your CM. I've had so many people contact me recently and say, can I put the auto blade into the CM? You could do, but there's no point you buying the vinyl blade for your CM. You might as well use your original blade because it cuts vinyl beautifully. Right, let's talk foil before we go and do foiling, because this is brilliant. Now we have two different sets of foil. This is the one that I'm going to be using in this hour. You get 5 rolls and there is 3 meters on each roll, so you're getting 15 meters. That's about 45 foot minimum of foil. That's a lot of foil. And you can use every little last bit, because any that's left over you can use with your tape Dr. tape as well, which is great. Now then, we've also, this one is Shop Classic, $24.99. Now we also have different colours for you in this one. You've got like a rainbow holographic, you've got a soft gold, you've got a proper rainbow, you've got a pink, a very soft copper, and quite a yellow gold in there. Shop Glow, $19.99. Now they have 1.3 meters on, which shows you the value of your classics, because that is cracking. Right, come with me. We're going to set this going because it's going to take a while for this to do the foiling, and I need to talk to you about why we did it the way we did it, because there is a reason. So I'm going to just show you this mat. So this mat here is nice and sticky, but up here it's getting ready for a retack. I would suggest you use a mat that is getting ready for a retack, because once it's foiled, so not only is it going to draw on it, but once it's foiled, we're going to burnish it, and that's just going to press it onto that mat. So you do not want a nice new sticky mat, because you will not get them off. Okay, so that's the first thing. Second thing, this is a decoupage layer, because I thought, you know what, we'll do all the decoupage layers with the foil, and then we'll see what it looks like when we put it all together. So that's a good shout. That's what we're going to do. Now, rather than working right in the top corner like we normally would, I'm going to come in about 1 inch down and 1 inch in, because I need to tape that burnishing mat into place at some point. So I'm going to press this down, and I'm going to give it a nice press down here. And all we're going to do is foil those there, all right? Now, there are 3 different layers for the decoupage, so we're going to bring each of those on. What you'll also see now is there's a cross. So there's a cross for that one, and that one, and that one, and that one. Now, the reason that we couldn't make this work faster was because we needed to work it out. So when a graphic designer, somebody like Sophie, who's sat in the producer's seat now, when she gets the artwork back from Max, she will then go in and on a graphics tablet with a pen, she will draw all the detail lines into that design. Now, if she's doing a circle, you might think, well, why don't you just draw a circle? It doesn't work like that. So each time she takes a pen and does a curve, then stops, and another curve and stops, and another curve, that is what they call a path, okay, or a line. Now, the ScanNCut CM 600 reads 300 paths, or 300 lines, or 300 shapes, okay? But it has to be a single shape. It's all about paths. And if you try and ask it to open something that's got 400 paths, it'll say it can't open it, right? It just will not be, it hasn't got the capacity to be able to open it. The SDXs have 900 paths, certainly on the 1200 that we sell here at Highlight Crafts and the Disney. But if you've got 4 images on a page and each one of those is 300 paths, yes, it'll open on your CM, but all 4 won't open on any of them. So we had to do it a little bit differently. So we're going to import them a file at a time. Then we're going to group that together. Now, once it's grouped and it's opened, you can duplicate it and it doesn't have an issue. It's just when it's trying to open up that amount of, what's the word? That amount of content, I guess, that it just goes, okay, I can do that, but that machine can't, or that machine can, but that machine can't, whichever way. So we're just going to do one set, but I'm going to show you how you bring them all in. And I'm hoping, yeah, I've got my stylus in here. Quite organised today. Oh, I shouldn't have said that, should I, out loud? That's not going to be good now. Brilliant. Right, now then, USB. See, told you. Right, let's put the USB into my machine first of all, and I've got the Acorn holo. Now this is Little Forager. it's the decoupage layer, and because there's no size printed on it, I know that it's the original. All right, so we're going to retrieve the information or the data from the USB. We're going to go into Acorn Holo. We're going to go into Little Forager. We're going to go to the detailed cuts, and we're going to go into the original. All right, now you've got 3 lots of decoupage and then the full cut. All right, so for your decoupage ones, you're going to use these top 3. So first things first, we're going to go into that one, and it's retrieving that information, and we're going to press OK. Now, when I edit that, so if I group this, when I multiple select everything, you will notice that that red line, oh, hang on. Will it let me have the detail? No, it won't. Right, so while it's selected, let me just do that again. You've got 2 red squares, one that is the detail and one that is the outside edge, and then a third one that is the cross. Okay, we're going to group all of this together. So we're going to go, okay, object, edit, and group. So that's your first piece, okay? Then we're going to add, and we're going to add in the next decoupage layer. So same thing, back to retrieve data, back to your USB. We're then going to go back to Acorn Holo, Little Forager. We're then going to go back into the detail cuts, back into the original, and we want the second set of decoupage, okay, which is this one. So that's the same as that, but without the little detail on the Acorn. So this time we want to group that and that, not that. So we're going to multiple select part of the mat. Now, as soon as you drag over that shape that's grouped, it can no longer see it, so it will ignore it. So if we press OK now, you've got your detail, your outside, and your cross, and we're going to group that together. This was the easiest way I found to do it. Once you've done this once, you don't need to do it again because you save that file. So now we're going to add, I'm going to do a bit quicker this time, just so that we can get on with this. So back into Acorn Holo, Little Forager, detail cuts, original, and then our third lot of decoupage. Right, so we're going to group that bit now. So multiple select, part of the mat, drag over the ones that you don't want involved. And then we're going to object, edit, and group that together. Right, now then, what you've got now is a reflection sheet that has 2 crosses here and 2 crosses here. Now obviously when I group all those together, the cross is going to work perfectly on this side but not on this side, and so you just rotate it 180 degrees so that that cross is there, or flip it. The reason that we have to do this is so we can get more than just 1 on a sheet or 2 on a sheet. So if when you bring it on and you think that cross isn't in the right place, it is, it's just that your artwork's changed slightly. That's important that you know that. So to line it up, we're going to multiple select everything that we've got, because we've now got 3 shapes that have crosses in different areas. Now if you go to your directional arrow buttons and you look on here, that your cross is in the top left corner. So if we go to align and we align all 3 of them to the top and all 3 of them to the left, they all line up perfectly. So we're going to group that together. All right, so now I've got all of those 3 images, all individually grouped and then grouped as one set. So what we're going to do now is scan this in. Now then, on the desk there were some glue pens and my tools. Laura, have you any idea where they've gone? They were on that chair, on the chair over there, on the stool. Okay, we can't do that demo then till I find it, because they were definitely on here. I need the glue pen, the brother glue pen. I need the little tool with the burnisher in. They were all either on that chair. Oh, I know where I've put them. There you go. And you, see, This is what happens.
Knew they weren't on
I
there.
did that this morning.
I'm going crazy.
Sorry, Laura. I apologise wholeheartedly. I will buy you lunch for you for that, because I could see you getting. She's like, no, they weren't there. No, because I was more organised than I thought I was.
Yeah.
Go figure, right? Honestly.
Another glory.
Me and Stephanie tonight. It's going to be carnage, isn't it? Diane's even bought me some, she's given me some electrolytes to see if it helps my brain fog. I'm like, no, that's not going to happen, is it? Right, so we're going to scan this in. I was thinking, I'm sure I put those on that chair. No, I didn't. I put them away because you were tidy. That's why. For once, organised. Right, now we're scanning this in and we're going to line up the crosses. All right, so instead of lining up the rectangle with your reflection cuts, you're going to line up the crosses, which is super, super cool. And then we're going to leave this to do that while we do the rest of the counter, and then we're going to go into Canvas Workspace. So if we go to Edit and zoom in, and we zoom in to 400%, I can then just drop this down. Now all I'm looking at there is that cross. So as that cross just goes over there, we're then going to use our directional arrows to make sure that it's bang in the middle. So this stops us doing it by eye and hoping that we've got it right. Now, the reason that I wanted to do this was exactly because of the eyes. Because if you don't get that quite right, if I just move that down slightly and the whole thing drops, if you did it there, the eye won't look right when you've done it. So we're going to zoom in. And if you want to just be really, really, really sure, if you go into your settings down here and make the background darker and then zoom in again to 400%, you should be able to see just about where those lines are. So the eye there looks to me like it's absolutely perfect. So does the tail there. Okay, so I think I'm all right with that. Quite happy with that. So next thing we need to do is take the blade out, and in your foiling starter kit you will get a glue pen that looks like this. It has the numbers down the barrel. Okay, just make sure that that glue pen is running, which it is there. You can see the glue starting to come out before you ask it to start drawing, because if you do it, if you forget and it's not quite coming through, you're going to miss part of that. So you also get this in there. So you're going to push that little metal bar in, push that in and let go. All right, and that pen is now secure in there. Just make sure you know where your glue is, because mine is just in number 3. It's going to ask you for that information. So what we're going to do now is we're going to push that into there. We're going to take our stylus and keep going until we get to please select. Then we're going to foil glue. We're going to tell it that it's on number 3 and we're going to press OK. And the reason you need to tell it is because if it hasn't got enough glue in to finish the design, it will tell you. That's how clever it is. So now we're just going to press start, and it's going to put all of those lines on there for you, which is super cool. Right, while that's doing that, I'm just going to recap on some of the deals. I also want to bring this because this, we have kept that price. Now, what I can tell you is if you buy an SDX on Black Friday or whenever we do that deal, this is going to be included, okay? It's going to be included as part of the deal. It's the other bit that we're including and still keeping the £150 knocked off it, because the SDX 1200 should be £599. We're going to hold it at £449 and we're going to include this. It's the other thing that we're including that is just brilliant, and I really did push my luck. Now then, I want to talk to you about this. This is a digital download, believe it or not. So we did a digital version of the Tattered Lace subscription for 2 years. So there are 24 issues available. Now, if we'd done this at full price on Create and Craft, it would have been £30 a magazine, which you might think, well, why would that be more than the die cutting one? Well, I'll tell you why. Because you can make every single project in every single magazine. Doesn't matter which page you turn to, if there's a project on there, you can make it. You get all the cutting files from the card blank. You get the Mats and Lasers printables with the cutting file. You get your Charisma with the cutting files and the artwork. If there was a sentiment on the project, even if it was something that one of our design team had used that wasn't part of our, what's the word? Part of our repertoire, I think the word is. We've made that into a drawing file. And if there was anything done with an embossing folder, we've done it as a stencil design. This deal is phenomenal. $39.99 before your club discount, and yes, you will still get your points, is going to get you all 24 issues. If you're brand new to ScanNCut, or you've had one for a while and it's still in the box, I'm not going to give you the look. I'm going to give you code SHOP magazines. Get that. The best way to learn your machine is to use it, and the most fun way to use it is to make something. You have got 45 projects in each magazine times 24, and then you've got all of those cutting files. There's nearly 10,000 cutting files within that download, and there is also a class with our Amanda for each one. Now, I'm not going to tell you that she goes through every step of printing it off and cutting it all out, but she does go through a lot of it, which is great. Right, that, don't miss out on that. But if you are waiting to upgrade from a CM to an SDX, or you haven't got a machine yet, you probably wouldn't have this anyway, this is going to be part of that Black Friday deal. It's the extra bit that we're adding on that makes it even more special. It's very exciting. Right, so that is that. Let's talk about the foil transfer sets. If you want to do what I've just been doing, you can do that. Included in your box, you're going to get your burnishing sheet, which is important. You also get a little activation card that you can activate in Canvas Workspace. You do not need to have activated that to make the foiling starter kit work on your machine. You just go to Premium Functions and you switch it on. Okay, that's all you need to do. Then you're also going to get your little holder for that pen. You get the pen itself. You get 2 burnishing tools. They're both exactly the same. Brother, just know that as crafters we'll lose one, and we do. So they give you 2. You've also got this. Now, let's see if this is still in my pocket as well. Bear with. No, have I put that? Oh, here. Bear with. Oh, this. This is a little foil pickup tool. So if when you've drawn it and you've pulled your foil off, it's caught a little bit, or it hasn't quite pulled it off cleanly, it's left stray bits behind, you literally press that on and lift it off. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And that's what you get in your kit. Shop starter $43.99. $43.99 to be able to foil all of your reflections. That's worth it, right? Brilliant, that. Or if you're thinking about a gift for somebody who's just bought one, maybe you bought one from us at the NEC, that's going to be good as well. Right, mats, I've done foils. I'll come back to those later on. I'm going to see if we can make this bag bigger. Come with me, let's see if we can work this out between us. Now, I haven't tried this, so bear with. Anything could happen. Me and a computer on a day like today. Yeah, I'm asking for trouble a bit there, Anna, but hey ho, let's have a look, see what we can do. So, if I just close that down first of all, and we go up to SVG at the top, we choose the file, that will open up your computer. I'm going to go into, just bring up USB drive again, and then it shows me everything. What do we want? Landscape gift bag, there we are. So we're going to double click on that. We want that bit, landscape gift bag, and okay. Right, now you can see what I mean about how tight that is together. So I'm going to think about this logically. If I move that outside edge out of the way, yeah, all right. So I'm going to click on the outside edge. I might pause for a minute. Don't worry, I'm just thinking. You'll see the smoke start to appear out my ears. Then I'm going to press shift, and I'm going to pick up that hole there, Oh, you little horror. Don't do this to me today, please. Just behave. You did it perfectly. Shift. Okay, don't then. What? Why's that disappeared? What is going on today? Either puts a 3 in everything, like it was this morning, or it disappears. Honestly. Right, let's try again. Shift. Circle. Oh, right. You know what? Let's forget that bit, shall we? Let's just do this bit. What on earth is going on? Right, let's move that. And then we're going to keep that for now. All right, so I'm going to group that for now and just move that out of the way. Right, so let's see if we can make this work. Let me move that over there. I don't know what's going on with this computer today, but it's having a right funny moment. Right, so what we want to do really is we want to keep this bit from there down and add a tab onto there. So we're splitting that shape in 2. Right, let's do that bit first. Okay, so if I make this wider and taller and I line that up to there like that, and I zoom in, because you need to use your zoom to make sure that you're getting right in and you've got it absolutely straight. So if I move that down 1, right, come out of zoom, Melanie, click off it, there we are. Right, if I click on that, I'm going to drop that down 1 more. I think that's better. Yeah, that's a continual line now, right the way across there. All right, so if I zoom out now, if I grab both of those pieces and divide it, that will split that shape in 2. So that bit will still go there, but it needs a tab putting on it. And that bit will still go there. And again, that will need some work doing on it. So let's get rid of those 2. Delete that. Right, I'm coming back to that in a minute. Let me just carry on with this. I'm just going to let that dry, actually. I don't know if we're going to get to reveal this in this hour. Let's just give it a waft. Don't do that. Please don't do that at home. Because if you crease it... Right, I'm just going to leave that for a minute or 2 because I don't want to spoil it. Right, let's go back to this while we're here. So we've now split that into 2 pieces. Okay, so you've got the actual front and the back, and then you've got the side pieces like that. So the first thing we need to do is let me think about this logically. That's going to go there. So the tab just needs to go here. Sophie, if I'm doing this wrong at any point, please tell me. Okay, because you're a graphic designer and I'm not, and I'm hoping I'm going to get this right. Now, if you're going to use a tab, don't use that, because you need half of it to go into the shape that you're welding it to, because it has to overlap to weld. And if you stretch it, you end up with these points that come in really sharp like that, a really shallow angle like that. And then you don't have enough of the tab because it's like that rather than being like that. So when I'm doing something like this, I will use a rounded corner square. All right. So what I need to do now is line this up to the left like that. I'm not worrying about the height of it yet. I'm just getting it the correct width like that. So this is where we're going to do our zoom. Now remember, I haven't even thought this through. So we're doing this just ad hoc at the moment, which might be a bit dangerous, but you know what? I like living dangerously. That's what Stephanie said the other day. I like living dangerously. I was like, yeah, I do. Right, so let's click on this one and then let's drop that height down. Now it doesn't matter how high it is. You just need enough of a tab to be able to glue that together. Right, so if I now weld that to that, so I'm going to select both. I'm going to just check the alignment and align them both to the left, and then I should be able to weld that, which is that button there. Right, so now I've got the tab, which is perfect. So what I need to do now is look at these perforation lines. So if I don't know whether it's going to allow me to split these or not. and ungroup it. Edit and, okay, you're not, are you? Right, let me just think about this again. So, right, let's see if I can split this. I don't know if it'll let me divide that. If not, we'll just put score lines in, it'll be fine. So let's grab that and move that over here. I don't think it'll let me divide that, but we'll try. In fact, if I just bring a square on now, we'll find out. So let's line that up over the perforation lines like that. I'm going to nudge that up a little bit more, and then we're going to stretch it. Now, if you just want to make this bag smaller, you don't need to do this. I'm just doing it because I'm thinking maybe we can make it bigger as individual pieces. Okay, that's pretty good. I'm just going to zoom out again. I don't think it's going to let me divide it because it's lines, but we'll try. Divide. No, that didn't work, did it? So let's undo that. That's weird. How did it bring? How did it? Oh, because it used the shape, didn't it? Right. All right. So let's try this then. I want to keep that bit, and I want to keep that. And I want to get rid of those pieces. These are blinking pain in the neck to pick up, perforation lines. They really are. And moving them, this is the only thing that I really don't like because it takes forever. Right, let's move you over there. Okay, I'm wondering why that hasn't ungrouped when we took it in, because normally it does. Maybe I've just done too many processes. So if that ever happens, go to Project and Plus. All right, so you're saving it. It doesn't all need to be within the mat to save it. All right, so I've saved that. So I'm going to select all and get rid of that because I'm going to bring this in again because I know I've saved it. So let's bring in the same file again and see if it will allow me this time to ungroup these perforation lines. Yes, it does. Right, perfect. So we want to grab all of those and group those, but not the ones at the bottom. So you've got to be really precise with this. There we are. Right, don't breathe, Melanie. There we go. That's got that bit. Right, perfect. Now then, let's see if I can move that out of the way. See what I mean? You've got to try and get that across. It's a pain in the neck. I'm going to move it with the arrows. So it's a bit longer, but it's worth it. Right, now I've also still got my perforation line and my circles to be able to put back into that bag. So let's grab those and group that. Okay, we'll move that out of the way as well. So that can go over there. And then this piece we don't need. Now we've got a couple of questions apparently on the iPad. Now I have to remember where I've put the iPad. On the chair. Thank you, Sophie. Honestly, my brain is quite scary. Right. Right, hang on. I've missed some here. What is the largest size on a 12 by 12, please? What does that relate to, Sophie? Do we know?
I don't know because...
No, I don't know either.
But I don't know if she meant the bag.
Yeah, the largest size on a 12 by 12 is... I've just deleted it, Anna. Let me have a look. Hang on, undo. Is 294 mil by 207, or in inches it is 11.57 by 8.15. I hope that answers that question for you, darling. Right, let's delete that. And then the other question was...
I think Tim had got back.
Tim has come back to me and said, seems a bit better on the cut pressure 1. Okay, have you tried it with the blade depth on 0.5 mil for me? I need to know which is the best one, please. That tells me that your blade isn't quite... Oh, it might be the card, Tim, to be honest. I might need you to send me a piece of that card and I can see if it does the same on mine. If that would be all right, I'd like to test that for you because there's no reason why you should have to up your pressure, especially as it's been cutting perfectly before. If it hadn't, it could be that your belt was set a little bit too high and brother would need to look at it. But for the amount of cutting that you've done, it should be all right. Right, I'm going to go back into my projects now So my projects is where we saved that last, oh no, it's not that one, is it? Right, didn't do what I told you to do at the beginning. Refresh. There you go. That works. Right, so we don't need that, and we don't need that, and we do need that, and we do need that. Right, so now I should be able to drag that and that, go to edit and align that to the bottom and the left. Sorry, I'm thinking this through as I'm doing it, like that. And then what we're going to do is take that file and move that over so that that little notch there, right there, if I zoom in, be able to see it better, lines up with those perforation lines. And when you zoom in on canvas, zoom right in, okay, because you can go really detailed, really detailed. So let's go over there and let's just have a look at that. Come on, slider, work. It's probably not the slider, it's probably me, to be fair. Let's move that over. Yeah, I'm happy with that lineup. All right, so once you're happy with it, you can then group that together. Now the other thing that I need to do, I'm just going to group that for now and move that over there because I need to add another perforation line in that. I've realised that's all right, we can do that. Then I'm going to bring this piece back in, and that's already got the tab. So the tab that we've added there is going to glue to this. So if I grab both of those and go to edit and align that to the left and to the bottom as it is here, and then I'm going to grab that and move that up a couple of nudges to about there. That will work for that. So all I need to do now is put a perforation line in that tab. So if we group that together and group it, and then we get our perforation line, which I saved here, I'm going to rotate that by 90 degrees. This is an insight into my brain, which I apologise for because that's quite scary. I'm going to undo that. I'm going to grab those holes and that and group that together first of all. And then I'm going to take that perforation line. I'm going to move the shape over the perforation line, so I need to make that much wider yet. So let's grab that. And let's make that, oh, blinking egg, I've lost my blinking size thing now. Why would you do that? Don't do that to me. Right, so sometimes you'll lose your sizes, etc. when you've made something you've done too many processes, that's the word. Sorry, I'm trying to find my words at the same time. Right, let's make that about that wide. And that can then go over there, too wide this time. Right, let's do that. What I would do is cut that out and measure it to get my perforation line. But for now, you'll be able to see where we're at. Okay, I'm happy with that. So I'm going to just select both of those. Now I can't align that, so I have to do that bit by eye. So zoom in. Right, so now we should have a bag that you can make bigger than it was originally. So if I group all of that now and I put that, so you're going to cut 2 of those and 2 of those, so that tab is going to glue onto there like that, and then this tab at the top is going to glue to your next piece. So if I now put that on top of there and align them both so they're directly on the top, and this way. Is that a question, Sophie, from a new customer,
Yeah,
Sandra?
she says, I've never downloaded before. How do I get it onto the ScanNCut, please?
Okay, so when you download our files, they will stay on your account. Do they come as a zip file, Soph? Do you know?
Yeah,
They come as a zipped file. So, and we can carry on a bit now because we go to a repeat. Oh no, we can't. We go to a repeat, don't we? Blinking heck. Oh, flipping heck. Right, I'm going to take it to the wire, okay? Do you want to go and tell?
40 seconds.
Got 40 seconds. Right, question. What was it? Oh, new customer. Right. You download it to your account. Right click and you'll get an option on your computer to extract all. Extract them, that's like opening up the packet and taking the files out. Save them onto your downloads or wherever you want to save them. And then if you ever want to put them on a USB, once they're extracted and you've got those files, you right click and send to, and that will send it to the USB. If you go on our YouTube channel, there is a video showing you exactly how to do that. Right, I'm going to do this because I need to just see how much bigger we can go. So it went 294 mil before. Now these two pieces now are separate. So if you imagine that, ungroup, quick. If you now put that where it was before, which would be there, for example, you can go much bigger. So you can split that file and make a bigger bag on a 12 by 12 piece of card, because you've split that file now and made the side bit separate to the front and the back. There you go, we did it. Oh, we haven't done the foiling bit yet. I'm going to do that now so that when we come back tonight. So the next process for this is we're going to take the foil, we're going to cut a piece, we're going to lay it over the top of that, then we're going to put our burnishing mat over the top, tape it in place so it sticks onto the actual cutting area of your mat. Then we put that into the holder without the pen and we burnish it. And then when we come back tonight, we're going to make one of the handbags. How cool is that? So now, I wasn't planning on doing that, but I'm really glad that we did, because now you've got that bag in lots of different sizes without having to buy a bigger mat. Result!